we have taken. All right, so what we want to do now is we want to build up a data with performance where we'll be able to show a progress bar. Fortunately, I don't have that in this Excel right now, and we just have to build everything from scratch. So I'm going to start a new worksheet. So I am going to have some states. For the sake of speed, I am going to have states here, and I'm going to have some few states. So let's say we have FCT here, we have Lagos, we have Benue, for instance. Let's work with these 3 states. Then here we have some indicators. Let's say actually the data that I plan to use here has to do with a simulated COVID data, a simulated COVID data. So in that data, I had a test coverage, I had positivity rate, I have a recovery rate. All right, so these were the 3 things that we want to work with. And here, I'm going to just, for the sake of time, I'm going to generate figures here, and that is, let's say, between 20 and 90, okay, let's say 100. And so here now, I'm going to do this. 0.02. Let's say this will give us, actually, we don't want to have more than 100%. Okay, so with this now, we can get this. Okay, so we have just generated this data. Okay, so we are looking at these states, and these were the data that they submitted. We want to show this on a dashboard. Number 1, we want to show it on a dashboard. And number 2, we want it interactive. Interactive in the sense that this FCT, we will be able to show FCT, and then all this data will show. And then when we click somewhere, the slicer we're going to use to show for Lagos State data will appear. Okay, so at least let's see if we can improve this. Let's say we have, let's say 78%, 76%, 86%. The positivity rate is this, recovery rate. Let's see if we can get 56%, just randomly, so that we'll be able to appreciate it. Okay, so let me zoom this. Now we have this. So in another session of this training, we discuss how we use a pivot table to analyze and make our dashboard dynamic. I'm not going to dwell so much on that, but I'm still going to do some operations here. And here. So let me drop it here. And I have my state here. And I have my tests, my positivity, and my recovery rate. So here now, I'm going to change this name to test coverage. At least we know what that is. Here is positivity rate. And here is recurve rate. All right, so just auto fit this. All right, so here I need to change this to percentage, number format, percentage. Let me get 1 decimal place. Number format, percentage, 1 decimal place, percentage, and 1 decimal place. Good. Now I am going to, sorry, let me hide this floating panel. All right, so here I am going to just, okay, let me say I have this, and I'm going to drop it here, and then here. So let me apply my slicer here. Let me bring my slicer for state. Good. Now I bring this here. I have, okay, so here I'm going to copy this and drop the paste link here. Good, so here also I'm going to copy this and drop my paste link here. The reason I'm doing this is I'm going to use this to control this, and this will derive its values from here. So for instance, I have Benue here selected. If I select FCT here, FCT here has changed. The values for FCTs are here. Same thing for Lagos. All right, so that's why I needed to create this over there. So right now, I need to begin to work on the progress chart. So I'm going to here, this is where our work for today begins. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to use a donut chart. And this donut chart, I need to format it and let me make it 3 so that it can be a square. And here I need to select data. Let me add my data. This is my select data. Add. So I need to make this into 20 slides so that each slice will become 5%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, this, let me be sure that this is 20 here. All right. This is 20. Okay, this is done. What happened? Let me see. Did I click anywhere? So I think we're running into an error. I need to delete this. Let me start again. Okay, so I actually need to go ahead and start without clicking any number. That's what I should have done. So here, I'm still going to repeat what I did before. Make here 3, 3, so it can become a square. So I'm going to right click inside and select my data. I'm still going to make this thing into 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It is not compulsory that you must make this 20. You may decide to make it 10, which means each slice will represent 10%. So right now I am making it 20, which means each slice represents 5%. So I'm going to remove these chart elements. So I come over here, I remove my chart title, and I remove my legend. So this is done. And the next thing I need to do is I need to make this chart area transparent. So I come over here to format, fill color, make it no fill. Now you can see through it. You can also see the cell. The background is transparent. The next thing I need to do is, let me just duplicate. Since I have 1, 2, 3, we are going to have 3 of these. So let me duplicate this. I have this, and then let me duplicate another one. I have this. You can either Control C, which is copy, and you paste, or you just do Control D and it duplicates that. So right now, I need to get this, change this for this slides data series into different colors to represent each of these. So for these, I'm going to right click and I'm going to format data series here. This comes up. Okay, what I should have done something else before I duplicate. Otherwise, what I'm doing here, I'll still need to duplicate it there. So to save time, I'm going to delete this again so that once I am done with that, I can now duplicate. And that thing I want to do is I want to reduce the size. Okay, so let me come over here. Sorry, here. I'm going to, this is my data series. So no, data series. Okay, yes. My donor size, I need to reduce it to 60. You may leave it like that. You may choose something else or anything that you want, so long as this is beautiful. All I want to do is to reduce the size, so I can even bring it further. I can bring it to 55 or 50 this way. So now that I am done, I click the entire and then I can now duplicate. So this is the first one. I didn't want to do this twice. All right, so, and then the second one, I'm duplicating this. So let me zoom out so that I can have space. I'll bring this here. So now for each of these indicators, test coverage, positivity rate, and recovery rate, I need to use different colors. So this one, I am clicking the data series and I'm going here to change. I'm going to use my solid fill. And I'm going to use, let's say I'm using bright blue. That is that. Then here, let me use solid fill again. And let me use red. That is done. Then the next one is this, solid fill. I'm going to use, I use red. What again? Let me use green. Sorry, not this green. Let me use bright green. Great. So we have this. Let me get this together again. Sorry, I need to zoom out so that I can have these things in one place. Okay, need to have this way. And so what I am doing, I might do that with two, and I will ask you to do the other ones. All right, so we have this right now. Okay, so have I done this? Okay, yes, I've done this linkage, and then for this one now, I need to. Somebody, there is this thing for me. Sorry, my facilitator isn't here with me. Yes, I earlier said it that I am going to be fast, please, so that we can answer questions and then I can share this. You can also follow it when you are viewing it. All right, so right now I have done this. So I am going now to work on my data. Now, for you to do your progress chart, each of these, you need to develop what I call a dummy value. A dummy value, I'm going to insert column here. I'm going to insert empty column here. Now, this dummy value should have a value that if you add it with this, it will give you 100. So what this means here is going to be 1 minus this. When I enter, so 24 plus 76 will give me 100. The same thing here, 1 minus this. And here is 1 minus this. All right, so having done this, let me just highlight those dummy values. Let me highlight them this way. All right, so for each test, for each indicator rather, I have the values. So like this is the dummy. So I have this and I have this, right? So with this now, I can begin to work on my progress chart. What do I need to do? I need to now right click here and then select data. So selecting data, I'm going to add the name here for this blue is this test coverage. And then the value is both the real score and the dummy score. I selected two of them. My up series name here is my test coverage, and my series value is both the real score and the dummy score. So I click OK. I click OK again. Now I have this. I'm going to right click inside this again, and I'm going to click change series chart type. So once I do this, this pops up. This is my test coverage. I'm going to place it on the secondary axis. So I click this, I have this. So I OK this. Now, this is my real value, while this is my dummy. So right now, I'm going to click here, click again, so that I will select this. Having selected this, I need to now open up my data. I need to change the series. Here, I need to get a solid, sorry, I need here, good. I need to get a solid fill. Rather, let me remove the fill so that I can expose what is behind. Remember, what we removed now is the real value. So I have made it invisible, displaying what is behind. Now, next is this. Sometimes you may not be able to get this by, I want to select it, you may not get it immediately. So I need to click outside and click it again, then double click again. Now I have selected this dummy. So my dummy, I go back to my paint, my format booking, and here I'm going to have a solid fill. Remember the one here, the first one for the real score was no field, so that we could reveal what was behind. Then in this dummy field, dummy score, we are giving it a solid fill. And in our solid fill, we are going to change it to white. So I'm clicking here to select my white color. Now, this is this. So I'm going to increase the transparency to something like 20 or 25, something like this. Whatever you think, once you are shifting it, it's giving you a value that you want. So this is done, okay? This is done. Now, if I go ahead to check any of this, the values will change. This progress bar will change accordingly. This is FCT. FCT has changed. The difference is just this one is 78, the other one is 76, so it wasn't very much, you wouldn't see it. So let's see Benue. Benue is 86. I'm sure you can see as the thing is moving. Now, for me to complete this, I need to tell someone who is viewing this, the value, the corresponding value that this is displaying. And what is this? It is test coverage. So I need to, the moment I choose here, whatever that is here should also appear. So I need to begin to link them. Now, for me to link, I also need to introduce some objects. You can choose your text object, text insert, which is, sorry, not comment, text. I'm going to insert this chart. So I'm going to do this. Having done this, I'm going to select it and come over here and say equals. So I'm going to pick this value here so that whatever value that is here, it will pick it. Having selected that, I okay it. I come to this. I just need to start working around it to make it beautiful. Then let me bring it to the middle. I can change this to, let's say, impact. Now, if I click outside, there is a lining that is outline, and which I do not want to reveal. Okay, it's just because of the time. A lot of people are saying it's too fast. Two persons have complained. Okay, so let me take it. let me start again. So those who are following, sorry, I need to just go back. Here's the other one. All right, so I am about starting afresh again. So can we all, is everybody following me? I want to start right from here. So pivot generation is not for this course. You know, what we are doing, this is just part of a full training package. So it will not be, it will be losing focus. What we actually wanted to do is to focus on how we'll be able to create a dashboard containing progress bar. Yes, I'm recording it. I'm recording it. So please, it is a very full package. What we are doing is just part of it, and we are at the stage of just trying to work on how we can project our chart on dashboard. So I just hope you will pardon me for that. I have done on this, this pivot table. What we are looking at now, this is a figure, this is a data that we have. We need to display it on dashboard. And that is what we call for this meeting for. So what we have done, I have linked these points to my pivot table. Now I need to insert progress chart.
Do you know what? Let me just log out of this class. Could make sense. Am I?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Somebody interrupted. Okay, so let me just, for the benefit of those, the pivot table, what I did, okay, let me just delete this. I'm also going to delete this. And I'm also going to delete this. All right, so we need to start again, okay? Musa Waba, for your sake, I'm going to start this, okay? So we have this, our table here, the states, the coverage, the positivity rate, the recovery rate. Now, I need to get my pivot table. The reason why I need pivot table, otherwise I would have just gone straight here to get transfer these values here, but I want to make it dynamic. And I can use table or pivot table. You know, in Excel, during the course of our training, we have proven that this is not a table. There is a table that is officially recognized by Excel with its several benefits. And then we also see a pivot table, which is higher than the table. So this one, they are just great table. They don't really have the features that the Excel table has. All right, so I am going to create a pivot table from here. And how do I do that? I'm going to use my Alt-N-V. Alt-N-V. That's the shortcut to insert my pivot table. And I'm going to insert it right inside this same worksheet. And I would like to, let me just drop it here. Okay, this. So I am bringing my state down to my row. Gives me the unique entries on that state. Then the values that I'm interested in, all these values, I need to bring them to my values area. So test, positivity, and recovery. Now, these have been transformed into decimals. So it's left for me to change it to percentage. So what I simply did was to right click inside here. And in our previous pivot table lectures, we explained why it is best for you to come here and do your number formatting. So I come over here, number format. I am choosing my percentage. I prefer one decimal place. Same thing here. Right click and choose my number, my percentage, 1. Same thing here. Right click, number, percentage, 1. So I have this. Now, I want this to be able to display over here, but I want it to be very, very small. I want it to be very, very small, the writing to be small. So I am going to write something different from what is here. So I'm going to write test curve, which is different from test coverage. If I write test coverage, it will protest. So here I'm going to write positivity, something like this, rate, which is different from positivity rate here. Here also I'm going to write recurve rate. All right. So having done this, okay, just auto-fitting. Now, I'm going to insert a slicer on this pivot table so that you use slicer to filter and make your report dynamic. So I am going to apply filter on this state. You know that this is the state, so I can actually come here, change my report format to tab. That's my tab. Tab, and then here the state comes. So I am going to insert my slicer here for state. I okay this. So I have 3 states. If you had 10 states here or 36 states here, all of them will be here. So I'm going to test now. You see, to tell you that the slicer filters, when I click here, only Benue shows. When I click FCT, FCT shows with its corresponding values. Lagos, the same thing shows. And I like using this because it is still the same C11 that keeps changing because of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select here. In fact, let me select the entire thing here. No, let me just select them one after the other because I have created a dummy column. So I've selected the state. So if I want this to always show what is there, it is the link that I will paste. The same thing here. Copy this value, I drop it here, drop the link. Positivity rate, I drop it here. I've copied it, that's a positivity rate, I drop it here. Special link. Then recovery rate, copy it, I drop it here. I paste it here. All right, so having done this, I save. So here now, like I was trying to explain in the previous one, this is my dummy column. So I need to have an equivalent that if R is a complementary value, so that 2 of them will become 100. So this is 1 minus this. And in our other lessons, we have discussed that we can actually do this and do it at the same time with our control button. So this is done. This now will give me 100. This and this will give me 100. This and this will give me 100. So if I click Benue, Benue is here. The value is here. Like you can see, it's 620.75. We have it here. Lagos, 7612.887. The same thing here. So I am done with my pivot table and linking it with here. So I now have to start the process of building the progress chart. What I need to do is I should just come here without selecting any value. I'm coming over here. I'm going to use donut chart. Donut chart is what you use in your progress chart. So because this is a rectangle, I need it to be a square. So I come over to I need to click this so that I can get my format. This is the size here. This is 3 inches. I need to make here 3 inches also. So I can get this. Alternatively, I can make it 2. It's still the same thing. So let's use this so that we can minimize space. Now, what I need to do is I need to now insert my data. The primary data needs to be 100%. Your value for your pie chart, for your donut chart, the total should be 100. So my choice in this particular progress chart is to make it into 20 slices. And that 20 slices means each slice represents 5%. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to be using 1. I can use 2, 2. I can use 3, 3. Whatever you use, it must be the same, so that if it is 20, each series value is equal. If I had wanted, I would have used 2, 2, 2, 2 into 20 places. Okay, so I'm using 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. I okay this. Let me check here. Yeah, this is 20. So I okay it. Let me remove this chart elements. I don't need the title so that I can recover space. I don't need the legend so I can recover space. Now, if you see this chart area, please, can we unmute our mics, please? If you see this chart area, we see it is white. We are not seeing through. I need to see through. So I'll come to my format again. I am clicking the shape fill. The shape fill, I'm adding no fill. You can see it is transparent. If I click outside, you will see the square frame, the outline here. I don't want it. So I click here. I go to my shape outline. I don't want any outline, no outline. So if I click here, you won't see that again. Now this is this. Now let me go ahead and reduce this donut size, the whole here. So I can click here, right click it, bring this format data series. When it pops up, this is my donut whole size. I can come here to reduce it. As it's reducing, you will see the effect. If this is what you want, you stop. If not, you go ahead. So at least we are done here right now. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to change the entire color. So I come to my color book here. Let me choose solid fill. Let me use light green. So having done this, now I need to make this into 3 places, one representing each of these indicators. So I'm going to this and this. So I have the 3 of them now. So I need to distinguish each of them from the other by changing the colors. Let's allow this first one here to be green. Let's change this to. So for my color, I need to now choose this series. Solid fill, I need to use a different thing. Let's say blue. That is done. Here, I need to select this. I need to change it to red. So I have these contrasting figure objects and their colors. Now, we now begin to add our dummy values and so that we can begin to produce the effects. Now, remember that this is the primary. So what I need to do, let me work from this side. What I need to do now is to right-click, select data. Now, I am now going to bring in this data. I am now going to bring in this data. So I'm going to add this, the series name. This is the one I selected. I want to assign red to this. So having selected this, what value should it be coming to? Now, when you come to this series value, you need to delete it before you can select. Otherwise, you may run into error. So I select this. I told you need to select the two of them because two of them is what is giving you the 100%. And you're imposing that 100% on what you have defined in your primary to be 100. So I OK this. I OK this. Right now, I'm going to change this test coverage to my secondary axis. So I right-click inside here, change series chart type. Now this is my test coverage, donut chart. I'm placing it on the secondary axis. This is the larger portion, which is my real value, while this is my dummy. So I'm going to select this. When you select this, sometimes it's good to be sure that it's the one. So you click again. Now you see the demarcation now. There's a demarcation, which means you have selected this blue. Now, I need to apply no fill so that it can display the original red, which is now my real value. So I come over here, I'm clicking no fill. When I click no fill, it has exposed the primary donut. This also, I need to click this. You can see it is not selected. So sometimes you may select with one click, sometimes you may not. So I can click outside and come back here again and click it. Now this is selected. This is the dummy. So what do I do with the dummy? I want to maintain the solid fill. However, I want it to be white. Now I want to apply transparency. Now you can be increasing it here and you'll be seeing the effect. The transparency is such that it is transparent and it's exposing the primary this thing again. So I am doing this. Let's say I need it to come up to 20 or 25 as you may desire. So we are good to go with this. Now, this is all that we need. Our progress chart is now ready, but I have to put labels so that when somebody sees this, he will see the value here and what it is speaking to. So you can do that by coming over here and insert. Like I was trying to explain before, you can use text box, or you can come here and choose any object. So let me use, for the value here, inside here, I prefer to choose text. So my text, I need to drop it like this. Then I'm going to link this. This is my text box that I have inserted. I need to link it to pick up a value. And I'm going to place here and say equal sign. I want it to pick the value that is here. Okay, that. Now, I need to do some formatting here to make it look beautiful. So I can first of all come over here and click this. It's now in the middle and center. I can make it bold. I can decide to make it bold. I may decide to just change this thing here. Let me change. Let me just use impact. I so much love impact without the bold. Now, if I click outside here, just a minute. Okay, so I usually would want to make sure that there are no outline here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Like we did previously, I come over here. I'll come over here and my shape, no fill inside, outline, no outline. So if I click outside, you see it's like that. So I can drop it here. Now dropping it here, I want this to correspond with the color. So I can simply come over here, my text field, apply this. So that is showing inside. And one more thing, I need to put a label here to show that this is for text coverage. So here, you may also wish to use text, or you may wish to use objects. So I come over here. Let me choose this one, and let's see how it goes. Okay. Let's say something like this. Now, I want this to pick a value, this value here, so that even if I change this thing, it's still going to change. I usually like cell referencing. So I need to put here and say this is equals to pick whatever you see here. And I see that. So I not just need to adjust this. You apply your formatting. Because we are dealing with a dashboard construction and visualization, we need to make it look beautiful and appealing. So I am going to choose, let me choose white, and then the fill, let me use red, since I need to use white, since this is for this. Now, let me see if I can, I think the border, I don't want any border there. Good. Now we are good to go here. So this is for text coverage. I can decide again to apply, I want to insert one of these again. Let me insert this. So that this will show me the state. Even when I change, it should still show me the state. So here, I'm going to say this is equals to pick whatever you see here and enter. So I bring this here, this way. Then let me say I like Cavallini for this kind of text work. Let me bold it. Let me change the text. Let me change the text to white. And let's change this also to red so that it goes down with this. So having done this, let me apply some effects on this. Let me see, my format here. Let me apply some shape effects. Let's say if I choose this, you can hover over this, and whichever one that you like so much, you can apply it. Okay, let's say I like this. Okay, so something like this, you can actually change it. So with this, if I choose FCT, you see FCT shows here, the values change, this value also change, corresponding to this. If I choose Benway, Benway will change here, and the value here will change. It's still showing me the same thing here. Okay, so right now, I may not have aligned this correctly, so I can align it correctly by selecting this, holding my shift, selecting this, selecting this. I can come over to my format here, arrange. Now I have this. They are aligned at the middle now. So with this, I've been able to project this value onto a progress chart. So if I'm making presentation and I am speaking about the states, there might be several states. I might be covering the entire 37 plus 1 state, or is it 36 plus 1 state? And then if I click here, I'm going to be talking on Benue State, the value for test coverage, the value for positivity rate, and the value for recovery rate. And then when I'm done speaking on that, I can simply come here, rather than saying next slide, all these things is on a particular dashboard. All right, so this is what we do to make your report progressive and dynamic. Now, I am going to quickly run the same process onto this one so that it's a kind of repeat, so that those who didn't get it can get it again. Now, we are starting at the point where I have duplicated this. The next thing we needed to do here was to click this and then add our data series. I'll right click here, select data, add. What is the name for this? Positivity rate. What values? Select this and delete it. I'm selecting the real value and the dummy value. So I okay this. I okay this. Now I'm going to right click there again. I'm going to right click here and then change series chart type, because now I want to transform my positivity rate donut chart into secondary. So positivity rate donut, check the secondary axis. I okay this. Now I need to work on this. Now my real value is 12.8%. The real value is 12.8%. So it is that real value that I'm going to check and remove field so that it will display the real value that I am seeing here. While for the other one, I need to click outside like I explained before. I click here, click again. Now I am going to change this to, I hope I've selected this one now. Yes. I'm going to change this. It's a solid fill like we see here, but I'm going to put white. And I'm going to apply transparency, say about 20, 25. You can see it as we are going. If it gets to the point that you like, you stop. So this one, let's choose 28. So having done this, I am done with this. So I need to do all the same thing I did here to this. So because I have already done this, I can copy this and paste them here. However, when you are working with objects and you copy and paste and you change anything, a lot of formatting will change and you need to repeat them. So right now I am selecting this, Control D. I'm going to move this to this point. So for here, since the whole value here are for Lagos, I might not necessarily need this, so let me just put this and put it here. However, for this, I need to change the linkage. This is for days, but it needs to be for positivity rate. So all I need to do is to come over here and I say this is equals to positivity rate. Once I enter, this changes and begins to pick value from this L2. And like I explained before, because this has changed, you need to do a lot of formatting again. So I need to change this to white and change my field to blue so that they can correspond with this. The same thing here. So here, it needs to pick its values from here. Okay, this. I still need to go ahead and apply the whole formatting that I did previously, which is changing this to blue. My text value for this particular text box is blue. And I need to change it to impact. Good. I can actually increase it so that when you increase it, you know that, let's see, these are all the things you need to do. Sometimes, for me, I need to find out, assuming this is 100, will it contain it? Because if you use small figure and you don't do it very well, by the time you get up to 100 or something that is big, it won't contain it. You will be seeing half of it. Okay, so let me reduce this so that even if it is 100, it can change. This is 18. Then here, I can also make this 18. 18, good. So the next thing is this. You see the same process. If I could like this and change, add my data series, select data, add. This one is talking about recovery rate. Here, I need to delete it and get the dummy and the real value. Okay, okay. And then change series type. And I'm going to, sorry, change, sorry, I clicked the wrong place here. Then change series chart type here. Okay, this. Now, my real value is 87, which is what I am interested in right now. And in my color, I'm not going to put any fill so that you can expose the primary. So this is the value, the 87 is being exposed to see, I mean, this is exposed now to see the green. Then this one, let me click outside and click it again. This is what I want. So I come here, I'm going to have a solid fill. But right now, I need it white. And I need to increase my transparency to 20 or thereabouts. I can also leave it at 34. Now, I have done this. So the next thing I need to do is to now begin to add these values. So I can still do this, hold down my this and bring this one here. This is another way we learned that we can do our copy. So here now, I'm going to say this should take its value to, I mean, from here, which is 87, and it's still impact, right? Impact, let me be sure it's impact. No, impact, and let's make it 18 like others, 14, 16, 18, good. And because this is green, I would like it to be green also, right? So I can either do formatting here and change the text. So sorry, not white, change it to green. Great. And then here, I need to just pick this also. Let me pick this and drop it here so that this can pick its value from here to say this is recovery rate. And like we explained before, I need to change this, the text to white, text to white, text to white, and the fill, where is my, not my shape, my shape, I fill it with green. All right. So this is actually for the whole, sorry, this is for the whole, what's it called? For the whole state that is here. Let me drop this. Okay, yeah, so this is all. Now, in another lesson, we learned about concatenate. So I can come here and say here now is actually, I'm going to concatenate something. I'm going to concatenate. What I want is here, where is here? Here, comma this. And I'm going to say Lagos State COVID-19 intervention dashboard. Okay. Let me see. Concatenate this. Concatenate this. Okay. State. What is it saying here? Concatenate this. Okay. So there are times when you are using objects, you may not be able to do some of these functions. So what I need to do now is, let me come here and do my concatenate. I'm concatenating this. This is this. And Lagos. Then state COVID-19 intervention dashboard. So here we'll pick his values from here. So having done this, I need to modify this again. Let's give it white. Let's increase white. Good. And can we increase that more? Okay. So something like this now. Now, if we do this, it is still changing. Benue State COVID-19 intervention dashboard. Let me bring this out here. What about FCT? It shows FCT State COVID-19 intervention dashboard. All right, so this is where we bring to an end this progress chart, making it dynamic. However, I will need to create a dashboard here so that it can be more beautiful. So I'm going to, let's see, I need to pick all this, this, and this. So I'm picking that. I'm going ahead to drop it here. Okay, those figures, let me be sure what happened to them. Did I leave them behind? So what happened? Okay, so we can still go back and then, okay, I think I know what happened. Let's see. This is linking to this current sheet now and not these ones. All right, so what we needed to do, okay, we also learned that in our, let me undo. We also learned that in one of our lessons here. Okay, this is already locked, so it shouldn't have gone off. All right, so what I would also want to do is to just bring everything to this point. Let me see. If I move this here, it's also going together. So, well, I can't begin to draw. We should. What happened that the figures, those texts are not there. So what I needed to have done was just to remove this, the grid lines, and then change this thing, change it. Okay, so let's just do this. If it's not going, we just need to link it again. No problem. We need to link it again. So here it's going to be equals to this. So I now come over here and pick this. Then the figure here, it's so I actually needed to use this sheet. It's not making reference to the sheet, so I need to go over here, pick it. It will only require me doing everything, or I should have started everything on this page. What is that I chose? I think it's desk coverage. Good. So here it's going to be new is this positivity rate, and inside here is the value for positivity rate. Over here, positivity rate is this. Then here I need to, sorry, I need to, the green is what? Recovery rate, and then the value here, the value is my real value, and then what else again? So nothing. So let me just see if I can do a lot of things at the same time. Over here, let me change this to this. Good. Let me also change this to Cavolini. Good. And let me see if I change this, bring it to the middle, this, great. So here, I hold this, I'm going to change this to impact. Good. Increase it to 18, I think it was 18 that we had before. Let's do this. Good. And so here, we just need to change it individually. Here's my text. Make this to be red. Make this one to be blue. Then make this one to be light green. All right, so I think I need to also increase this. All right. So I can also bring my slicer here. Let me bring my slicer here. I hope it's still working. Good. So, my friends, this is just what we need to do. And all we need to do now is to remove these green lines, maybe change, add a bit of color background. Will this do? Something like this. If this is wonderful, you can choose this. If not, you can choose something like this. You can choose anything that you feel will make your... All right, so this is where we come to the end of today's session. So I would like to entertain questions. Thank you. All right, sure. I'm going to share the recording between today and tomorrow. Since you all registered via email, I should be able to share that via the email, because we shared our invite across several platforms and we do not know. Let's just, I have a poll that we want you to just fill, and then let us have your feedback. Thank you, everyone. Please kindly fill kindly fill the poll for us to help us fix things that will be of benefit to every one of you.